Welcome, everybody. Trojans Athletics aims to represent a culture of excellence. As such, we invite you to be a part of the process in demonstrating positive sportsmanship by encouraging student athletes, respecting the decision of officials, and being considerate to other spectators. Our goal at SAIT is to strive to win, but also to exhibit the highest level of sportsmanship. Please support the Trojans by demonstrating great sportsmanship. SAIT also recognizes the long history of the land on which our campus is situated, as well as the First Nations, Métis, and Inuit peoples of Canada as traditional caretakers of the land now known as Canada.
We be just running in peace, working, we serving the streets. About to go ahead, go in peace. Bang, bang, leave you sleep.
E tu não vai jogar e você entrou, né? Não, não. Só mandou treinar esse cara ali. Não sei que vai, ele não falou ainda que vai. Ah, ele não falou o time ainda? Não, ele falou, mas tava com isso. Mas ele não vai jogar. Você não vai jogar, eu passei, ele falou que quebrou o dedo. Mentira. Ele falou que quebrou o dedo. Ele falou que quebrou o dedo. Ele não precisa falar como é machucado. Ele falou que vai ser você. Vai. É sério? Vai ser aqui, ó.
Just a Ferrari, you too fine, you too good. I bet you taste expensive. Growing up, I'm gonna leave you. You keep it, you keep it. Too much love, and like that, might be a problem. Run away, run away, run away, run away. I know that I should, but my heart wanna stay, wanna stay, wanna stay, wanna stay now. You can see in my eyes that I'm gonna take it down right now if I could. So I hope you know what I mean. Let me see your best move. Anything could happen. Ever since I met you. take you dancing. Like that. Pull up skirt on your body. It's just us two in this party. That Louis, that Prada, look so much better off good. Serve me up, be my waitress. Let's make it tequila and vodka. Girl, you might be a problem. Run away. I know that I should. But my heart wanna stay now. You can see it in my eyes that I'm gonna take it down right now if I could. So I hope you know what I mean when I say, let me take you dancing. Two step to the bedroom. We don't need no basement. Let me see your best move. Anything could happen. Ever since I met you, no need to imagine. Baby, I'm the best. Just let me take you dancing. Like that.
I saw that. Yeah, I saw that. Vintage. The old one, whenever you used to get a headshot.
Mamacita, qué bonita. Mamacita, qué bonita.
The reason why is because kids were shot.
Mamacita, qué bonita. Dame eso, dame beso, dame tu corazón, dame cuerpo. Mami, when you give me body, I'm gonna let go. You the best, baby. Yep, you special. Hey, baby, I don't know what you got. I'm like, dame dulce, dame azúcar. I do what you say, vamos a bailar. 'Cause I like the way you move like me.
stroke? Yeah.
You smell it too?
Yeah, I'm smelling it too. Yeah, we're having a stroke. Yeah. Yeah.
You smell it?
Yeah, I smell it.
Okay, thank God. No? Okay. Yeah, he wants to go. It scared me as soon as I smelled it.
It smelled like toast, yeah.
You know when I'm running like, you know when I'm living like everything lit. All my girls in free. Anybody inside tripping on a good time, you ain't got a risk, they can put it on me. When they wanna go, they don't want to get so.
All right, welcome back to Cohos Commons Field. We've got some ACAC South Division action going on between two men's soccer teams. We've got the SAIT Trojans taking on the Olds College Broncos. So it'll be the SAIT Trojans are currently sitting at a record of 5-0, while the Broncos are currently sitting at a record of 2-1. Trojans are at the top of that South Division, while the Broncos are currently sitting a little outside in the third spot. Definitely not too far out, so they're only trailing the second team Lethbridge Kodiaks, who the Trojans just took on yesterday and beat. Currently only sitting about 5 points behind them. This will definitely be an interesting game, as the Broncos, like I said, currently sitting at 2-1, will be looking for a win to get on the positive side of things, or positive side of their record, I mean. While the Trojans will be looking to stay undefeated, as they have looked really, really solid against everybody that has gone up against them. They currently have about 30 goals on the season, across the entire season, obviously, compared to the next comer up in the ACAC, be Nate at 16. So last year's champions continue to dominate. We'll have to see if the Olds Broncos can come in and do something to try and beat them. They have also, like I said, no slouch themselves, sitting at third. It's not going to be an easy matchup for the Trojans, but it definitely won't be an easy matchup for the Broncos, as they bringing their full squad, including their goal leader, Abby, who currently has 2 on the season and 1 assist, sitting at 5 points. As I'll hand you over to our PA announcer on campus for the starting lineups.
Trojan fans, and welcome to today's Trojan soccer action. This afternoon's match features the Olds College Broncos and your very own SAIT Trojans. Ladies and gentlemen, would you please rise and remove your hats for the playing of our national anthem?
That's good. He's not.
To meet the starting lineup for the Olds College Broncos, we have number 1, Cass Blouse, number 2, Nashon Ranger Reese, number 6, Michael Othnick, number 9, Masha Mitrovic, number 10, Cameron McNeely, number 11, Amnesia Abe, number 15, Emmanuel Nicolo, number 18, Oliver Azadero, number 13, Thompson Israel Wellmonger, number 19, Liam Parsons, and number 20, Emmanuel O'Leary. And the Old College Broncos are coached by Alan Vila. And now, it's time to meet the starting lineup for your SAIT Trojans. We have number 1, Oliver Allen, number 2, Jacob Hunter, number 8, Teo Oka, number 9, Arash Major, number 19, Malcolm Rector, number 12, Tess David, number 13, John Ingram, number 21, Sinai Hale, 25, Reese Berger, number 17, Ezra Johans, and number 24, Bradley Atherton.
1, 2, 3, Broncos!
I will now turn the match over to today's officials, Shaylin Holloway, Michael Mund, Nolan Kushak, and Dimitri Kutz.
Let's go, Liam. Come on. You got this.
All right, and the Broncos will be starting with it at the center. So we are about to get underway with this one. This is the second match we've had here today as the SAIT Trojans women's squad took on the Olds Broncos and successfully beat them, I believe, 7-0. We'll have to see if the Trojans can continue to have success as they take on the men's squad. Like I said, as we are underway, as Johannes will try and do some nice fancy moves at midfield, get stolen by the Broncos as they march in over center. Still get a chance here. Easy save for Oliver Allen, the Trojans starting goaltender. He's had quite the season himself, currently sitting at, I believe, 4 shutouts and a .940 save percentage, only allowing 1 goal on the season. So that'll be Haley marching through the center. It'll end up going out of bounds. They're going to end up giving it to the Trojans. So that'll be Andrews arguing that it should have gone to the Broncos, but they will not give it to him. So that'll be Rector at the center. Tess David trying to make something with it. Atherton moves it up through the middle. Haley trying to get it to David. A lot of quick passes for the Trojans early. Not able to make it work as it'll end up going off of the Trojans. Broncos will be getting it. And it'll get thrown in by number 18, Oliver Azarado. So that'll be Farrager moving through the midfield now, trying to, as the Trojans start to rotate in their own zone. So they try and find someone with speed. They'll call him offside, as nearly a great chance there for, I believe, Johannes. They will end up having to give up that opportunity. Already a pretty even start to the game with both the Trojans and the Broncos getting a couple chances. A lot of fighting in the midfield. So it'll get returned by Atherton. Ooh, as a big hit on Hunter at midfield. Here's a chance for the Broncos. It'll get kicked on goal. Stopped by Atherton. Moved up by Johannes. Johannes trying to find Ingram. Started the season on the bench for the Trojans, but has quickly solidified his spot as a starter after getting off to quite a start in the last couple games for the Trojans, putting up 6 goals on the season, having a total of 14 points. So that'll be Okawa moving on the outside. Ingram will get it. They'll fight for it in the corner. They'll send it up. That'll be number 19, Nico Rodrigo, getting a chance. He'll shoot it on goal, but no luck. Quickly swallowed up by the goalkeeper, Cass Blouse, for the Broncos, who will send a missile over the midfield. Get returned by the tall Atherton at center field. So they will quickly start to move in their own zone. Atherton with it now. He'll send it back to Allen. Allen sending it back up. Atherton will end up giving it right to Allen, who dives on it to ensure the Trojans don't lose it in their own zone there. He'll give it right back to Atherton. Plays a bit of a quarterback for this defensive side of the ball for the Trojans. He'll launch it up the side, trying to find Ingram. Ingram will hold on to it. He'll send it over to Tess David, not able to get it to him. That'll be Haley on him. Haley will end up sending it into his own zone back for Allen. Allen will be forced to retrieve. Trojans are not afraid in the slightest of including their goalkeeper in the passing game on that defensive side of the ball. We've seen that all season from them. They're starting to move through their own zone now. They'll launch one in deep, trying to find Akawa. No one home. Broncos with a chance now. It'll get stolen by Haley. Haley to Ingram. Ingram sends it up to Akawa. Akawa with some nice moves, not able to hold on to it though. That'll be Rodrigo now. Sent back to Atherton. Rodrigo with some space in the middle. He'll try and use it. He'll end up sending it back to Hunter. Hunter will take some time, send it in. He'll end up putting Rector on the ground. Looks like he's going to be all right, though. It was just a bit of a small little push. They'll end up sending it across over to Atherton. Over to David. Give it to Haley. Trojans a lot of quick passes here, trying to find something. So they try and get around this tough defense that the Broncos have quickly set up for themselves. Hunter presses in. The defender, it'll end up going off of the defender there, as the Trojans will get a chance from the corner. Looks like Akawa will end up taking it there. As we are now 5 minutes into this first half. A lot of offense for both squads with a couple chances. We'll have to see if the Trojans can try and turn this corner kick into an opportunity for themselves. As ACAC sets up from the spot. Does a little short action. He'll send a long one in afterwards. It'll go off the head of number 6. That is Michael. He'll send it upfield, finding. As they are fighting for it on the sideline here, David sends it back to Atherton. Atherton back to Allen. Allen will get pressured. Uses a nice move. You don't normally see that from goalkeepers. Not afraid to do a little bit of dribbling himself. Atherton with it now. And they'll throw it in now. Go off the head of David. They'll end up sending it flying. It'll end up going out of bounds and into the crowd. And that will be Oliver Azarito getting the throw in now. So they start to move through their own zone. That's Major with it, trying to get it to ACAC. So there'll be a little bit of physical fighting. It'll get whistled down, and it looks like the Trojans will be getting it with ACAC on the spot. Hand it off to Tess David, or Atherton. A couple people walked by the ball before it ended up happening. So Atherton sends a missile across the field. Not able to find who he was looking for. So they'll end up having to rotate it back around. Hunter will find Rodrigo. Rodrigo with it at center. Trying to find Haley, no luck. It'll go off of the head of Farringer. Major will have it now at center. The Trojans continue to rotate it. Not liking what they're seeing as we're starting to see Olds really being able to compete with the speed of the Trojans, which has been their strong suit all season. We'll have to see if the Trojans can find a way to get around that. As they continue to work their way in now. Not able to make it work, and we've got a player down on the field. That is Johannes. There'll be a goal kick for the Broncos. They'll send it way over midfield. Atherton will get the header. Send it to Rodrigo. Rodrigo moving through the center. So that player will end up going flying. No call on it. So they quickly continue to move through the midfield now. That's Johannes. He'll end up going out of bounds. There'll be a whistle on the play. Looks like there'll just be a throw-in, although there's a bit of conversation going on the field. Looks like that will be the case as they'll throw it in their own zone. Gets stolen by Johannes, taken by Ingram, back to Johannes. He'll throw it over to ACAC with a nice move to get open, send it on net, blocked by the Broncos. Johannes with it now, he'll send it on net and it'll be a goal, and the Trojans are now up 1-0. Early in this one, as it is only 10 minutes into this one. As he'll end up scoring on the second chance shot. That will end up being Johannes' third goal of the season, putting him up to 8 points. So he has quickly solidified himself in this Trojans offense as they finally pierce the armor of the Broncos, who are looking really solid all game long. So they get the chance to start with it at center and start to work back through. They'll get turned over. Stolen by the Trojans, stolen back by the Broncos. So they start to make their way through now. That'll be Haley. Haley marching in. Trying to find help. He'll find it in Test David. David with it now will end up putting it off of the foot of number 18, Wellemonger. And they'll throw it in for Ingram, not able to make anything work. So they'll end up going out of bounds. They'll end up giving it to the Broncos. And that will be Otera throwing it in now. Test David will get the steal. And they'll end up being a whistle on the play, as Haley will end up getting taken out, favoring his wrist a little bit there. Hopefully he's all right. As they start to make it back through their defensive zone now. Hunter will send it back over to Farringer. Farringer finds Atherton. Atherton with it now. He'll launch it over center, trying to get it to Aqua. Puts it off his head. No one home there. Test David will get the steal. Not for long. A little bit too much power on it, and it'll go out of bounds. And they'll be giving it to the Broncos, as that will be Joseph Andrews getting the throw in now. Or sorry, it'll actually be Wellemonger once again. So he'll give it to Andrews, who tries to keep it in. He'll put it off of the head of Farringer. Atherton will try and launch it out. No luck. They try and get something going. Finding Aqua. Aqua finds Haley. Getting it to Rodrigo. They'll send it back towards Allen. A little dangerous there, as Allen was not in that spot. As that'll be Farringer moving through midfield now. Hunter will get the steal as the speedy defender moves forward. That will be Ingram on the attack. Will end up going out of bounds off the Broncos, and the Trojans will be getting the corner. Or it will be a throw-in, sorry. Still end up getting it to Major. So they fight for it right there. It'll be a throw-in for the Broncos. He'll launch it far, trying to find Joseph Andrews. Not quite able to get it to him, though, as it'll land in their own bench. They'll get it right back. So they have it now. They'll end up throwing it in, trying to find someone. It'll go off of Hunter. The Trojans quickly build up their defense now. It'll get stolen. Rodrigo will get there quick. So the Broncos struggle to get something set up. We are currently in the 13th minute of this one. It is 1-0 for the SAIT Trojans off of a goal by Johannes. It'll end up going into the Trojans bench off of Jacob Hunter. It'll get thrown in. That'll be Mirovic with it now. Not able to do anything with it. As Haley starts trying to get something set up, finds speedy Test David, marches through the middle. Nobody on him. He has it all himself. He'll end up getting it stolen from him. Nearly a great chance there for Test David. Atherton with it now. He'll walk in. Trade spots with Haley. And it'll go out of bounds off of the Broncos. That'll be number 18, Oliver Azarito, getting the last touch on it there. Test David will throw it in now. That'll be Ingram. Back to David. David will launch it backwards. Didn't like what he saw. Farringer will have it now. Starting to move around the Broncos' offensive zone, trying to get something set up. They'll decide to regroup. Atherton with time. He'll decide to restart it, sending it back to David. David also didn't like what he saw. We'll send it back to Allen, goalkeeper. Rodrigo. Send it to Farringer, who won't be able to keep it inside, and the Broncos will be getting a throw-in deep in the Trojans' defensive zone with a chance to maybe tie the game. They're currently sitting at a 1-goal deficit. Still end up getting thrown into a Rodrigo. They'll try and send it towards the middle. trying to find number 19, Liam Parsons. Not quite able to get it to him. So Allen will roll it to Atherton. Atherton sends it straight up the field to Akawa. Akawa tries to leave it for Haley, but the defender gets to it first. That'll be number 20, Emmanuel Oyele, sending it out. And it will end up going out of bounds. We'll see who the refs say last touched it. They'll give it to the Broncos. He'll throw it in, go off the head of Tess David. So they quickly start to rotate it to go off the head of David. David sends it in, finds a bay. David with speed. He'll move across, trying to find Johannes. Not quite able to find him. Gets stolen by Major. Major sends it in once again for Johannes, but he gets beat. So that'll be Rodrigo with it once again, moving through the offensive zone. They'll decide to start rotating around the midfield line. Hunter will send it deep for Akawa, who will beat the first defender he sees. He starts to move in. He'll get the kick. It'll be a great save by the goalkeeper as Akawa gets stopped there. He's been a very, very solid scorer for the Trojans so far in this season, as that'll be Ingram chasing the keeper. As the Broncos start to break out, get it over midfield. Not for long, though, as Ferrier intercepts it. As Major fights for it, and he'll end up dropping. So there's some conversation on the field. As the Broncos very clearly want a yellow card, will not be getting it. So that will be Autrera. He'll take it right at the center dot. So the Broncos quickly start to load the Trojans' box. So he will send a long kick inside, trying to find a head. He'll find a Trojan. So they start to break in, try and get something going on offense. It'll be Hunter launching into the air to knock it out of bounds before any more danger can get towards the net. So nothing will come of that chance. They'll end up going out of bounds off of Joseph Andrews, the winger for the Broncos. That'll be Abbey. He'll launch it on goal. Not quite there. And there'll be a whistle. And he might just be getting the penalty kick. Or no, I think it's just going to be a corner. I'm not entirely sure, though. Yeah, it looks like it is just going to be the corner. They'll be giving the corner to Joseph Andrews. He already got a chance to kick the ball in from center. Not a lot came of that. We'll see if he can get anything from the corner. He'll send a looper. It'll be jumped. Allen will leap into the air and throw a long one to Ingram. Tess David tries to steal it off of Ingram. No luck. And Ingram will end up putting a player on the ground.
Good play, 18.
As Wellemonger will be the player who got taken out. It'll be McNeely taking it from the spot. We'll see what he decides to do with it as he launches it towards the crowd. It'll go off the head of a Trojan. Haley is giving chase. Ingram gets to it first. And there'll be a whistle, and multiple players on the Trojans put their hands in the air. And the ref And the ref gives John Ingram a yellow card after that collision. Not many players on the Trojans very happy about that call, as they get it from the exact spot. As that will be Andrews sending a long kick in. It'll end up going low, gets stolen. That'll be Johannes trying to get it to Akawa, no luck. As they get something going here, Andrews with some time, he'll launch it in, go off the head of Hunter. Johannes will get it at midfield, launch it in for Akawa, who's behind enemy lines. No luck there. He'll send a looper out of bounds, and it will go over the fence. So they'll end up retrieving the ball, and it'll be Tess David throwing it in for the Trojans. David will throw it back to Atherton as they start to rotate once again. One thing we're seeing the Broncos do a really good job doing is pressuring the Trojans when they do this. This is something we've seen from them all season, where they really like to use their defenders to try and get players open across the field, because they have a lot of defenders with big kicks. As it gets stolen, that'll be a bay on Allen. He's with it inside. He'll try and put it on goal. Nearly a very dangerous turnover for the Trojans. Nothing will come of it. But that is exactly what I was talking about, that aggressive attack that the Broncos have on the Trojans when they're doing that rotation is making that style of play very dangerous for the Trojans. We'll see what they do to try and adjust to that. So we are now at the 22nd minute. The score is still 1-0 for the Trojans. As they take it from the corner, that'll be Andrews. So he will kick it on goal. It'll go off the top of the net. No luck there. So it looks like Allen will be getting the goal kick. Couple chances in a row there for the Broncos as they have a bit of momentum going, as they have really pushed this Trojans offense to a bit of a lull as they try and compete to stay ahead by one, keep their 1-goal lead alive. As the Trojans quickly leave their defensive zone, as Allen will launch a long boot, easily clearing over the half. Major will get it there, not for long though, as Andrews will launch it forward. It'll get stolen by Hunter. Allen will get it, send it to Atherton. Atherton has 2 defenders on him. Atherton didn't like it and just launched it, accidentally getting it to Johannes, as he will send it all the way to Akawa, but he won't be able to get there. A little bit too much on that one, as it'll go out the back, and the Broncos goalkeeper will get the chance to kick. As we have not seen Blouse have to make a lot of saves since that first goal went in. So they have done a really good job stopping this, or just preventing this Trojans offense from really getting a lot going. And if there's anything this Trojans team does well, it's score. Like I mentioned, 30 goals already on the year. Broncos doing a good job preventing them from getting anything real on net. So Akawa will chase it into the corner. See if they end up giving it a throw-in. It looks like they'll call it a throw-in. So they'll end up throwing it up the sideline. Rodrigo. He sends it back to Atherton. Atherton finds Allen. Allen. As they continue to move through center now. So that'll be Major chasing, not for long though, as it'll get sent back to Allen, who rolls it to Tess David. David with a bit of space. He'll decide to use it. Sends it back to Atherton. He'll decide to give it a big boot across center, trying to find Johannes deep. He'll get it there. Major. Get it to Ingram. Ingram with space. He'll put it on goal, and a great kick save. They'll try and keep, it'll end up going out the back. We'll see who they end up giving this to. Looks like it'll be the Trojans, who will get the chance to kick it in from the corner. It's nearly a great chance there from them. They get a chance to keep it going. So they haven't had a lot of offense in the last 15 or so minutes. Here we go. Akawa sends it, trying to find Atherton. No one home. Johannes with a chance. He puts it on goal. A little bit too high as that one will go into SAIT campus. We'll have to get a new ball. So the keeper will get the chance to kick it now. As we're seeing him use his hand to block his eyes, starting to see the sun maybe coming into a bit of effect, being a bit of factor in this one. So that'll be Ingram. Ingram will get the ball stolen from him. Hunter gets it back, sends it to Johannes. Johannes finds no one. Wasn't able to find whoever he was looking for with that one, as the keeper will get it. That'll be Blouse. So he decides to take his time. He'll end up giving a big boot. End up getting more height than length on that one as they try and march through. Trojans reset. That'll be Atherton. Playing a bit of pass with Rodrigo. Won't be able to get it. That'll be good chance for the Broncos. Haley will end up getting the block. And there'll be a player down on the field. So that's David. It was behind the play, so I didn't quite see what happened. Hopefully he's all right. So it looks like he's grabbing his left leg. So he'll get up. And it looks like he's going to be just fine. So he gives the thumbs up to the bench. So they'll end up throwing it into their zone. Test David will try and keep it in. Won't be able to keep it in, but he will be getting it. Allows the Trojans to get the goal kick. So we are now 28 minutes through this one. Still 1-0, as the Trojans haven't been able to get a lot of offense since that first goal by Johannes. See if they can maybe change that up. So the ball will end up getting launched into the offensive zone by Atherton, but no one there to receive it, as the Broncos will be getting it on the sideline. Broncos send it up, trying to get it to Andrews. Drew's not able to hold on to it. Bit of pushing and shoving on the sideline. A lot of yelling. So that'll be Atherton receiving. He'll decide to send it back to Allen. They'll put it up the middle. It'll go way too high on that one. And as we cross over the 30th minute, score, like I said, still remains 1-0. So we've seen a lot of fighting at midfield, but neither team really able to set up an offensive attack. So we're at a bit of a stalemate. As Allen decides to pick it up and sends everyone deep. Allen decides to launch it. No one there. It'll go off of the head of a Broncos defender. It'll get picked up now. That'll be Rector with it. Sends it back to Atherton. Finding Okawa marching through the middle with speed. He'll put it on goal, but very slowly. Okawa will hit the ground, but there'll be no call on the play. It'll be headed into the crowd. It'll go over the fence. So there are now 2 balls on the field. There's Haley. Haley with speed finds Okawa. Okawa will decide to hold it, send it back. It'll be Farringer. And it'll go off of a Bronco, and the Trojans will be getting it on by the Broncos bench. Ingram finds Haley. Haley finds David. So they quickly start to rotate through the offensive zone. Get it to Okawa. Finds Haley. That'll be Ingram behind enemy lines. Tries to get it to Okawa. And that'll be some great defense from the Broncos to prevent that chance. It will be the Broncos getting it right outside of their very own bench. They'll send it in deep. It'll go high. David will get it. So the speedy defender decides to take a second, sends it back to Atherton. He'll move it forward. Already rotating it through their defensive zone now. So a player will end up down on the field. They'll send it back to the keeper. Blouse will give it back to the defender now, and he'll start to march through the field. Sends a long one, trying to find a streaking Mirovic, but no one home. So they send it right back. That'll be Ingram at center field. Sends it to Major. Major finds Johannes. So they start to try and beat them with speed. That'll be Haley. Haley with a chance. He'll put it towards the goal. Okawa gets the steal, and he'll get put on the ground. And this could be a really good chance for the Trojans now, as they will be getting the kick right outside of the box. Still give it to Okawa. We'll see what they decide to do with it. So the referee moves the wall back. We're seeing that the keeper is trying to block the sun from his eyes. We'll see if maybe that comes into effect, as there's a fight inside of the box, or not a fight, sorry, a bit of pushing and shoving. Little bit of conversation between the two squads. So the keeper will end up giving Ingram a hug. Looks like there's no bad blood after whatever happened there. Still a little bit of conversation going on. So they set things up. Okawa will get it on the spot when the whistle blows. And here we go. He'll kick it. It'll go off a defender's head and back out of bounds, and the Trojans will be getting a chance from the corner. He'll take it now from the corner as the Trojans quickly start to load the box. They'll send it in, trying to find someone. The keeper will hit it with his mitt and stop it there and dive right onto it, stopping a good potential chance for the Trojans. They send people deep. Good chance for the Broncos here. David will beat him to it. A little bit of fighting right in front of the sideline. It'll end up going over the fence once again. And they'll be getting a throw in. We'll see Andrews, or no, it'll actually be Wallamonger taking it from the sideline now. The defender's taken most of the sideline throw-ins for the Broncos in this one. He'll send it in, trying to find someone, no one home. They get another chance, gets retrieved. They start to move through the midfield, it goes flying through. They'll end up just sending a long loop and kick over the midfield there as Hunter will retrieve it. So we are now at the 37th minute of this first half. The Trojans are leading 1-0 against the Broncos as they start to rotate through their zone. We saw this go wrong for them once already in this half, where Abe managed to get a steal on Allen, the goalkeeper. The Trojans are getting a good chance now. Okawa finds, that'll be David inside, gives it to Haley. Haley will take his time, finds Johannes. Johannes with it now. He tries to beat him. Okawa with some nice moves towards the center, but it'll get stolen on the last guy as Atherton sends it in. So it'll get by Atherton, and it'll go out of bounds and into the crowd. As that'll be McNeely. McNeely throwing it in. Hunter will get it. They'll start to move around the midfield. The Broncos will beat them to it, but not for long, as it'll end up going out of bounds and into the Trojans bench. So they will end up getting the throw in. Hunter gives it to Feringer, who will send a long, big boot deep for Ingram. They'll end up putting it into their own bench to try and slow things down a little bit there. So Ingram will end up getting the throw in. Gives it to Haley. Takes it himself. Gives it to Rodrigo. Sends a long kick. No one there. It'll go out of bounds. The Trojans will be getting a throw-in inside of their zone. Haley will get it now. Moves it back to Tess David. Moves it inside. And it'll go off the back of a Bronco. So they go on attack. Two Trojans get the steal, giving it to Major. Major tries there. Haley gets the steal. Hunter. Hunter forced to sprint back on defense after that near chance. So we are quickly approaching the first half. Score still 1-0 for the Trojans, who, while they have managed to hold on to their 1-0 lead since they scored at the 10th minute, they have not managed to put anything else but back into the Broncos net, excuse me. With only 5 minutes left in the first half, we'll have to see if they can maybe get a little bit of momentum going into the second, as Allen takes part in the defensive movement for the Trojans. the wind quickly is continuing to pick up here at Cohos Commons Field on SAIT campus. We'll see if that starts to affect the game at all. That will be David. Sends it up to Ingram. And it'll go off of a boot. And the Trojans will be getting it at the sideline now. Major will send it in, no one home. He'll trip on it as they continue to move through the offensive zone now. Sending it in. Okawa will receive it. He won't be able to hold on to it though, as he'll end up getting taken out. That'll be Wellemonger on the play, no whistle. Both players were looking for a whistle on that play, just for very different reasons. Sverringer starts to make his way back across, sends it into Johannes. Johannes with it now, nice couple moves, beats the two defenders. He's trying to find Haley. Haley with it now, he'll end up on the ground. Couple people in the pile. Ingram with it. There'll be a whistle, and it looks like the Trojans will be getting a free kick. With a chance to potentially go up 2-0 before the end of this first half. A lot of physicality there in front of the net. So there's quite a few position battles. And before the kick, Ingram and Blouse are both going to have a bit of a conversation. Looks like I was right and there will be a penalty kick as the clock continues to wind. C sets up for it. We'll see what ends up happening. He'll wind up, he'll kick, and he will score to bury his 7th goal on the year. Ingram continues to have one heck of a season after starting on the bench for the Trojans. Like I said, he has definitely solidified his spot in that starting lineup as he puts them up 2-0 and maybe starts to build a little bit of momentum back for the Trojans as they are about to go into the second half, as the Broncos will be getting it at center. We've got a couple minutes left in this first half. We'll see what they decide to do with it. As they kick it in deep, David will receive. And there's a whistle on the play and a bit of communication going on. And there's going to be a re-kick, is what they're saying. I'm not too sure what the cause is going to be. It looked like they were maybe starting to send the sub on, so maybe it had something to do with that, but I'm truthfully not too sure. So they will be starting with it at center once again as we cross over into the 45th minute. The Broncos will start with it now. Ingram on the attack, the goal scorer.
Minimum 2 minutes added to the official time.
There will be 2 minutes added to the clock. Like I said, Ingram now sitting at 7 goals on the season and also ties Hoxa for most points on this Trojan squad, and I believe most points in the ACAC. As yes, he will be tying Hoxa for most points in the ACAC. The next runner-up is the Lakeland player Nathan Tran, who has 15 points. As they start to boot it out of their zone now. That'll be Hunter receiving it. He'll end up going down. There will be a whistle. It looks like there'll be a kick for the Trojans now. It'll be Farringer taking it. He'll send a big boot cross middle. It'll be received by Ingram. Gets sent back. Ingram on the chase. There's Tess David getting the steal. He'll try and cut through the middle. Beats the first two, can't beat the third. As there'll be a couple guys fighting for it at midfield. So there is now a player down on the field. And that is a bay for the Broncos. And they're going to call the trainer. He is grabbing his calf. Hopefully he's all right. And that will do it for the half. So that'll be a bit of a sour end to this first half, but in 15 more minutes, we will be back with more coverage of the second half. So make sure to stick around for that.
The score after the first half is 2-0 for your SAIT Trojans.
All right, welcome back to the second half of this game that we've got going on so far. It is currently 2-0 for the SAIT Trojans as they lead on the Old College Broncos. This is the men's game. Earlier today we had the women's game between both of these squads where the Trojans managed to prevail, winning 7-0. We'll have to see what the outcome of this one is after another 45 minutes. The Trojans, it appears, will be getting the ball at center. Be giving it to Ingram to start with it. A lot of action for the first half between these two squads. A lot of offense between the two, but not a lot of goals. There's only 2 through the first 45 minutes as Ingram, like I said, will be getting it to start off. All we're waiting for is the opening whistle as both teams look ready to go. And here we go as Ingram will take it at center. He'll launch it back to Feringer. Feringer will launch it over center, finding Haley. Not quite able to get it to him, though, as it'll get stolen by the Broncos and start rotating around their defensive zone. Get jumped on by the goalkeeper, who will launch it over the nets and out of the parkade. That'll be the first one today that has managed to clear that netting. And we're going to see Tess David get the chance to throw it in. He'll find Major. Major with it now. He'll get pushed off the ball. And that'll be Andrews giving it back as they start to rotate it. Andrews will get it back himself, sending it upfield. That will be Mirovic. It's Andrews. Major gets the steal, finds Johannes. Gets it back to Major. Tries to get to Johannes. He won't be the first one there, though, as the Broncos get the steal. Once again, rotating through their zone. Ingram on the attack. He'll go towards the keeper as they play a little bit of hot potato. So it'll be Feringer getting it in their own zone. They'll start to regroup. Sending it across the way to Atherton. So they kick it in, trying to find someone. No one home. Major gets the steal. He'll end up hitting the dirt. So the Trojans will be getting it. Sending it across over to Ingram. And it'll get sent in deep. An easy catch for Allen, who will decide to hand it off to Feringer. Feringer doesn't like what he sees, gives it back to Allen. Allen decides to just launch it. Trying to find someone, no one home. So that'll be Hunter. Hunter gives it to Major, back to Hunter. Hunter tries to find Ingram, no luck there. It'll get stolen, Andrews. So they start to move through center, gives it to Atherton. Atherton hands it right back over to the Broncos as they have it now at center. Gets given right back to Feringer. Feringer Decides to hold on to the ball for a second, doesn't like what he sees once again, and sends it back to the keeper, who will send a long kick with no one remotely close to it. Is a little bit of a slip up. So it'll go flying back over half for the Trojans. And there'll be a whistle on the play. As Andrews will take it on that spot. As the Broncos quickly stack the lower defensive zone of the Trojans. They'll send it in, trying to find a head. They find Atherton, who quickly sends it back out of danger. Not for long, as it'll get launched back in. Allen will easily pick it up, though, and make an easy save. He'll decide to wait. He'll roll it over to Atherton. Atherton sends it to Rodrigo. Rodrigo finds, I believe, Ingram. It'll go out of bounds off of Bronco. Tess David will throw it in. Rodrigo. There'll be a whistle on the play. As it looks like they'll be giving to Atherton, who will be taking it right next to the score table. And a long kick, tries to get it to Johannes. Will ended up being headed out. Farringer will send it back in. Give it to Major. Major with it now. They'll send it in deep. It'll go off of the leg. Will get thrown in. Go out of bounds. Trojans will get the throw in at their own bench. That'll be Haley. And it'll get booted long. Broncos trying to set something up. He'll hold on to it. So that'll be Rodrigo sending it in for David. David will chase. It'll get sent right into the Trojans bench, and they'll just end up getting a throw in. Rodrigo with it now. Nothing will come of it, though, as it'll end up just getting launched right into the crowd. Hunter will get the chance with the throw in. Send it into Johannes. There'll be a whistle on the play, and it looks like the Trojans will be getting it back. Rodrigo finding Major. He'll send it back to Rodrigo. He'll get it back. And it'll be a goal. I wasn't sure at first. but Rodrigo will end up getting the score. Bit of a weird play there. That'll be Rector burying the goal there. As Rector will be the one to bury that one. That'll be Johannes. Marching through the middle. He'll get taken out. Looks like a yellow card will be coming out. And that will be Andrews getting the yellow card for the Broncos there. We've seen him involved with a couple physical plays. Looks like that will be the last straw for the ref on that one. So Kawa will get it. Quite a bit of space between him and the net. As the Trojans start to stack the upper left corner of the box. As they wait for a whistle. Okawa will send it in, trying to find an attacking Haley, but no one home. Johannes with it now. He'll send a long kick with way too much power on it. And it'll go flying, clearing the net. We're now in the 55th minute. The score is 3-0 for the Trojans after that last goal by Rector. And we're going to get a sub. Looks like two Trojans players will be coming in. It'll be Tess David, and that'll be Major coming out for... It'll be Sintra and Ito coming into the game, I believe.
And number 12, Tess David.
And that'll be Ingram forced off the ball. It'll be sent into the crowd. As Hunter will be getting the throw in here inside the Broncos zone. He'll give it right to Ferringer. That'll be Johannes with speed on the outside. He'll send a long kick. It'll get blocked. Sintra with a chance. Puts it on goal. It'll be saved. That'll be Okawa. Blasts it on net and buries the fourth goal of the game for the Trojans. That'll be Okawa's fourth on the year as well. The Trojans have had quite the start to this second half. It is going to be Atherton leaving the game. We'll have to see who's coming in to replace him. Oh no, sorry, actually, it's going to be Johannes leaving the game. And it's going to be Finn LeBlanc coming in to replace Johannes. He was the first goal scorer for this Trojan squad. So the Trojans' lead continues to only get bigger. scoring only 2 goals in the first half, managing to tie that. A little under 15 minutes into this second half. We'll have to see if the Broncos can do anything to try and build back. And that'll be Ingram chasing as it'll go back in towards the keeper. That'll be Andrews with it now. He'll try and beat Haley. Ooh, and there'll be a big hit there at center. There'll be no call on it. There'll be a call on the second one, though. And there'll be a yellow as Farringer. So there was quite a few hits there. So there's a lot of conversation going on the field. And it looks like Farringer will be getting a red card. Bit of a shocking play there. As Andrews will be getting a chance to kick it from, or getting a free kick, sorry, from the spot of the penalty. He'll send it in, trying to get a curving shot on goal. Sends it too high, though, and no one's able to get to it. As Allen will be getting the goal kick for the Trojans once again. So we are now in the 60th minute. The goal is, or the score, sorry, is 4-0 for the SAIT Trojans. So they have the ball now as they start to move through their zone. Finding Haley. Haley will get hit from behind. A lot of physicality in the last couple minutes in this one. Still be another whistle. And they'll give it to Haley once again. Haley finds Akawa. So that'll be Atherton. Atherton decides to send it back to Allen, who will send a long boot up for Ingram. Not able to get it to him. Haley gets it. They'll send it back. And that'll be Atherton sending a long kick out of the sideline. Atherton will get the steal. Not for long, though, as it'll get taken back. He'll send a long kick deep for Ingram. He'll get it. And he'll hold on to it as well as he sprints towards the middle of the field. Hold on to it through the physicality. Hunter will come in, but won't be able to get to it. And it'll go off the back of the foot of Hunter. It'll be a goal kick. And that'll be Sintra getting the ball there. They'll fight for it. And they will get it at the middle. Broncos with a good chance here. Still end up getting a throw in. So that'll be Ranger Reeskin in the throw in. They'll go off of the leg of a Broncos player there, and there'll be a sub first, but after that we'll be seeing Hunter get a throw in. A little bit of conversation between Olds players near the sideline. As it was Mitovic letting Reese, the player who threw it in, just letting him know maybe to aim for his head. So that'll be Haley retrieving it. It's a bit of nice moves to hold on to it, sending a kick towards the goal. And a near bicycle kick by Akawa. Nearly buries it. Would have been probably one of the most beautiful goals we would have seen all season for the Trojans. As even the defender has to give him credit after that one, giving him just a little bit of a sign saying this close. Would have been a very pretty one. So that'll be Hunter getting the throw in, trying to take advantage of the Broncos potentially not being fully set up. Haley will get it now. So they quickly start to move through their defensive zone. Atherton sends it forward. Okawa steals. That'll be Sintra. Sintra tries to find an open man, but it won't be able to. That'll be Kajitani. Kajitani finds Akawa. Moves it to Hunter. Hunter sends it back. Haley will regroup with it. He'll decide to send it back. Once again, that'll be Rector with a chance. He'll kick it on goal, but way too high on that one, and nothing will come of it as we have now hit the 65th minute in this one. The score is 4-0 for the SAIT Trojans, who continue to hold on to their lead with a strong grip, despite the Broncos getting plenty of great chances, just haven't been able to bury one yet. See if maybe that changes. As there'll be a steal, that'll be Sintra. Sintra tries to get it inside for Ingram, but not quite able to get it there. So we've seen a couple chances for LeBlanc early in this one. So that'll be Kajitani getting the throw in. Finds Rector. Rector sends it back deep for a Debo. Sends it in, finds Hunter on the sideline. That'll be Akawa getting it stolen. And that's Sintra going down. As Sintra's down on the field. And there's going to be he'll call for the trainer. as Sintra is going to be leaving the game. Hopefully he'll end up being all right. So he'll be starting with it here. That'll be Atherton. That'll be Kajitani. Kajitani moving it forward. Sending it back for a Debu. As they move through their defensive zone here. And a player will end up going down. This time it'll be a Bronco. I believe it is number 18, Wellemonger, who's had quite the impact on this game so far for the Broncos. He's been one of their best defensive players. Hopefully he is all right. He'll end up getting up, and it looks like he's going to be all right. In fact, they'll be giving him the throw in. So they get a chance here. A little bit of contact in the air. So we've already seen a lot of physicality in the last, well, little bit of this game. A lot of stops. So that'll be Kajitani, I believe, getting the chance to throw it in. Or it'll be a kick, sorry. It'll be Amidu getting the chance to kick it in. He'll launch a cannon of a shot. We'll go bouncing off of Ingram into the Broncos midfield here as they fight to hold on to it against the pressure of the Trojans. That'll be Kajitani getting taken out. A little bit of contact there. As Amidu will manage to clear it a little bit. So it'll go into the Broncos bench. And we are now at the 71st minute. With a little bit of, about 20 minutes remaining in this one. The score is 4-0 for the SAIT Trojans. So they'll be getting it on the sideline. They wait for a player to finish tying his shoe. And they'll get the throw in now. It'll go off of Kajitani's foot back into the Broncos bench, and they'll get a chance to just repeat that. It'll get sent back. Ingram will chase it. He'll manage to knock it out of bounds, stopping the momentum of the Broncos there a little bit. It'll be Andrews kicking it in deep, not able to do anything with it. There'll end up being a whistle on the play, and it looks like the Trojans will be getting it right back. And there will be, and Dylan Vargas will be coming in for Olds College, taking out number 11, Abe. And Amidu will be starting with the ball on the spot. We've already seen him launch a long kick once this game. We'll see if he tries to do it again. As he tries to find Saddle, tries to find a striker. It'll end up being another whistle. As there's going to end up being some conversation on the field. So it looks like the Broncos will be getting it right back. Ooh, and a bit of contact in front of the net and another whistle. So we've had a lot of whistles in the second half. Things have severely slowed down compared to the first. It looks like the Broncos will be getting a free kick here from very close inside of the Trojan zone. The chance to potentially bury one. And they'll be giving it to Andrews, who got a very similar kick in the first half, or chance, from the opposite side of the field. He'll take it here. He'll kick it on goal. It'll be missed. As Allen will have to dive for it. We'll end up missing the net entirely. And the Trojans will end up getting a goal kick. And they're going to be giving the coach a yellow card. It doesn't appear that the Broncos coach was too happy with the play that occurred just moments ago in front of the net that ended up leading to Andrews' free kick. And that'll be Atherton taking it on the side here. He'll get it right back from Hunter as they start to march down the line here. Trying to get a bit of offense going. It'll go off of Atherton's boot and out of bounds for a Trojans throw-in. Hunter will get it. He'll pass it in. That'll be Alibi chasing. Hunter on the attack. He'll chase towards the keeper. It'll be a long kick. Atherton. That'll be Akawa sending it down deep. And there'll be a big hit at center field. And he'll end up down. And they're going to call the trainer on. To quickly come check on him. Hopefully he's all right. We've seen quite a few players go down in the second half from both sides. There's been a lot of physicality between these two squads. They'll get a chance from the center line here. They'll kick it in deep. Allen will make a reaching out save. He'll have to dive for it, but it will end up being a save. So that was close. As it looks like the Broncos are trying to argue that the ball was in, but the refs aren't going to hear it. So they'll end up going careening into the Broncos' own bench, and Amidu will be sent to go throw it in. Sending it back to Allen. Allen will get it, kicking it forward. Find Alibi. Will be kicked up by Atherton. It'll get stopped. That'll be Haley trying to find Alibi. Okawa on the attack. Ingram chasing. Goalkeeper will end up launching it. So it'll end up getting sent out of bounds and into the crowd, where the Trojans will be getting it back. And there will be a sub here for Olds College. As we are now approaching the 80th minute. As Ingram fighting for it in his own zone. Will get the steal at midfield. Finds LeBlanc. Kajitani. Finds Rector. Rector with space. He'll walk it in. Send a kick just lightly over the net. As that one will clear it. Only 10 minutes left in this one. The Broncos will be getting a goal kick. At the 80th minute, the Trojans are currently up 4-0. As they are looking to hold on to that lead and hold on to their undefeated record and move on to being 6-0. The Olds College, if the score remains the same through the last 10 minutes, will be moving to a record of 2-3-1. As that will be stolen by Rector. Starts to move through the offensive zone. That'll be Atherton. Atherton sends it deep for Haley. Not quite able to get it to him. It'll get blocked. That'll be Okawa. That'll be Alibi. Gets it to Hunter. Hunter finds Ingram. Ingram will turn around. Will find Alibi, but not be able to get any power on the kick, and it'll be an easy save for Blouse. The goalkeeper, there was a whistle on the play. I'm not sure what for. Oh, no, there is a player once again down on the field. I did not see it as it was behind the play. He gets up quickly, which is always a good sign. So they'll send a long boot clearing into the Trojans' defensive zone. Will get stolen by Haley, who marches back over into the offensive zone and now on attack. Akawa with it. He'll try and cut through the defensive zone. Fighting for it while still on the ground. Won't be able to get anything with it though. That'll be Amidu with the ball. He'll give it to Atherton, who finds Hunter. Hunter will end up sending it back over to Atherton. Atherton sends a long kick into Ingram. It'll end up being another whistle. So it looks like they'll be giving it back to the Trojans right on the spot. So we are now at the 84th minute with only 6 minutes remaining in this one. The score remains 4-0. So they'll give it to Haley with the chance to kick it in. He sends a long one trying to find somebody. Finds the goalkeeper, who makes the easy catching save. Will end up sending him deep. He won't be able to keep it in. If he could have kept that one in, it could have been a really good chance for the Olds College, but no luck there. So it'll just end up being a throw-in for the Trojans. It'll be Hunter on the sideline. That'll be Ingram. Ingram finds Alibi. That'll be LeBlanc. LeBlanc trying to find Ingram, but not enough power on it. So there'll be no whistle, despite a lot of people wanting one on the field. There'll be a Midu with a blast, nearly scoring from incredibly deep out. But it's a great save by Blouse, probably his best of the game, to try and prevent that one, and the Trojans will be getting a corner kick. So it looks like it will be Okawa who will be taking it. So he sets up for it. The Trojans quickly lining the box. They'll send it towards the goal. It'll get headed out of danger, but not for long. So the Trojans quickly recover it. And it will end up going out of bounds, and it looks like the Broncos will be getting a chance to throw it in now on the sideline. So we are now approaching the 87th minute, which means there's only 3 minutes left in regular time. We'll end up having to see how much time gets added on after that. But they try to keep it inside, won't be able to. Will end up being a Trojans throw-in, as Hunter will be taking it. Tries to find Okawa. Okawa not able to stick on it, as he'll end up stepping on it. It's Hunter. He'll get slide tackled. A lot of players on the attack. Haley gets the steal. He'll move in. He has a chance. Finds Akawa for his second of the game and 5th of the year, as the Trojans bury their first goal since about the 60th minute to finally get back on the board once again. And that will bring his point total on the season up to 13, joining both Ingram and Hoxa in having double-digit points on this season for the Trojans. So the Broncos will be getting the ball at the center line. As he has a chance marching through the middle. Kajatani gets the chance to stop it there. It's LeBlanc with speed. He'll get to it. He manages to outrun the defender as well, but he'll get taken out. No whistle on the play, so it was a clean slide tackle. We'll see Hunter coming up on the attack. It'll get taken by Okawa. They try and get something going. Haley has it. He'll end up going down. We'll see what ends up happening here. And it looks like the Broncos will be getting the ball. So we are now quickly, only 30 seconds till the 90th minute. We'll see how much time ends up getting added on, but this game is quickly winding down. Make sure to stick around once this game is over as well, as there will be a player of the game ceremony for both squads. So that'll be Ingram fighting for it. Hunter on the attack. So they make some quick touches, trying to avoid the pressure of the Trojans. Not able to get anything going, as that'll go off of Alibi. There will be 5 minutes added to the end of this game, just announced over the PA. Maybe giving the Broncos a chance to maybe try and get on the board here and leave a little bit with their heads high a little bit. So it'll get picked up by the Trojans goalkeeper. We'll send a long kick. Kajatani will get the steal. Still get a kick in here, trying to find someone in front of the net. No one home. The Trojans end up kicking it out, and there's a lot of commotion going on in front of the net. A lot of people calling for a handball. Looks like the refs disagree, so it'll be a throw-in for the Broncos. So it quickly gets turned over, finding Ingram at midfield. They'll send it up, trying to find Akawa. They succeed. He'll cut down the middle, trying to beat the defender. Won't be able to get there. That'll be Haley. Nothing there. So that'll be Rector sending it up. They'll try and clear it. It'll be Haley stopping it. And once again, we'll see a whistle. So there's a player down on the field. As the trainer is checking on the downed player, hopefully he's all right.
Actually, he played up front, though. He was a striker, yeah. Oh, another one for the coach.
There's a lot of conversation going on between the ref and the coaching staff of the Olds College Broncos. So they try and figure out what the appropriate call is here. So their player remains on the ground. Oh no, sorry, it's my bad. He actually has gotten up now. It looks like he's gonna be all right, which is good. It's a good sign. And they will So it continues to just keep getting more chilly over here on the field. Wind keeps picking up. Still get a long kick. Chance for the Broncos. Go off of the head. It'll get cleared at first. Not for long. Start to march in. Stolen by Haley. Nice couple moves to beat the defender. Gets it to Alibi. Finds Ingram. Haley will send it back to Atherton. Sends it to Hunter. So they continue to just do some nice quick touches. So they just try and rotate it around here. And that will do it. The final score will be 5-0 for the SAIT Trojans as they hold on to their record of 6-0. And the Olds College will be moving to 2-3-1 on the season. So now make sure to stick around as we've got players of the game coming up right after this. If I were to give a prediction on who I think is probably going to get it for both squads, I think I would probably give it for the Trojans to Okawa. Managed to get 2 goals on the game. It was a big reason they were able to win with his ability to move the puck through the ball through the middle. And well, for Olds College, I think I'd probably say give it to Andrews. He had a really good game. He was a big part of the physicality, especially early in this one before leaving the game. Did a really good job moving the ball. Took a lot of the corner kicks for the Broncos. That would definitely be my prediction. We'll see what actually ends up going down and who they end up picking. There's definitely a lot of choices from either squad, especially the Trojans with 6 or I believe about 4 different goal scorers, with only Okawa being the repeating scorer. We'll see who ends up getting it as both teams start to line up at center now.
The Alberta Colleges Athletic Conference and SAIT are pleased to recognize today's players of the game. From the visiting Olds College Broncos, we have number 20, Emmanuel Oyeliki.
And they will give it to the defender there, Emmanuel Olai, I believe is how you pronounce it, and he will be getting it. So he was a big part of that Broncos defense that was able to hold the Trojans to only 2 goals through the first half. And Malcolm Rector will end up getting it for the Trojans. Another really key player in that midfield who was able to hold them. Was a big part of both the offense and defensive side of the ball for this Trojans team. But that will do it. I've been Simon Chaskovsky. The final score was 5-0 for the Trojans. Make sure to come back next week when the Trojans once again lace it up on Friday. So make sure to stick around for that. And thank you for watching.